I'm here with Dan Gallagher, Dale McDonald, a bunch of guys. And so I'd like to ask you guys, can you tell me about the name of your band and how you came up with it?
It's a fun story.
Good story.
We didn't actually have a name for a little while, and one of the clubs that we were playing in, they were fielding a lot of calls with people saying, are the guys playing tonight? You know, those guys. And somehow the name was coined Bunch of Guys, and the waitress that day was also working that night and was coincidentally an artist. She went home and sketched a bunch of grapes with our faces in the grapes and made a small marquee for us called A Bunch of Guys, which I believe I still have to this day. It's over 20 years old.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, they figured a bunch of guys. They figured a bunch of guys because they never knew. We always have different artists sitting in with us, so They never knew which guys were going to be up there, is kind of how it came about. So, and it stuck.
What instrument do you play?
I play guitar and I sing. So I play the electric guitar.
And
He plays the acoustic guitar and sings.
And so, what brought you to a guitar?
Brought me to guitar.
Yeah, why the guitar? Why not the drums, bass, whatever?
I was going to school in Oregon when I was like about 19, 20 years old, and I didn't know anybody, and it rained a lot. And all the girls that I saw were covered up and looked kind of fat, and I stayed in a lot. So I told my dad to bring up his guitar because I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and I taught myself how to play guitar. And it worked out really well. And the sun came out a few months later, and the clothing, the heavy coats came off, and suddenly the girls were looking really good. And now I can play guitar.
And you?
I saw a close friend of mine's, Chris Cram, play guitar when I was 11 years old, and I was thoroughly moved by his ability. And at that point, from then on, I knew that I wanted to be a cover artist and to do exactly what he did then and still does now very well today.
And how long have you guys been playing together?
Next month is 21 years. September '94 we started.
We started when we were 5.
Months
Nice.
old.
5 months old. Good. And how did you guys meet?
We were on the restaurant circuit in Dana Point and worked at competing restaurants and developed a friendship after hours. And,
Working musically at restaurants?
mostly drinking at a place called the Harbor Inn, I think is where we became acquainted. And
Hi, Kathy.
we'd actually threatened for a couple of years about starting this band before it actually started, but we both were in bands that dissolved, and there was mention of, oh, we should do this, and it just never really got much further than you know, a bunch of pipe dreams over drinks at the Harbor Inn.
And then how did it gel?
Well, the owner of the bar that we were in, a guy named Steve Rosen, owned the Sunset Grill, the old Dana Rib Trader. And again, it was after work. We were drinking cocktails and talking about how we should get together and play some music someday. And he's standing over us, he goes, you know what? I've been listening to you guys say this stuff for like the past 6 months. I'm sick of it. So here's the deal. First Monday night football game of the season is this Monday. You guys are playing right after, see if you can keep people. And I looked at Dan, he looked at me and went,
I think we,
okay.
I think we at that point picked up a pen and a napkin and jotted down some maybe 30-odd songs that we knew in common, and
Wow,
that
30
became
songs.
It was like
that became our set list for our first gig.
It was the Sunday before, so that basically the day before, I went to his house in Mission Viejo. I had like a Hawaiian shirt on for the chart house, he had his tuck shirt on, and we laid down our song list side by side and went, oh, I know that one. I know this one. I know that one.
We kind of made
Dude, I
lines.
love that song. Will you teach it to me? It's so easy. It's like 3 chords. Okay, let's do it. And we got like 30 songs together that afternoon before work, like the 2 hours before work.
And so how'd the gig go?
I don't remember.
Gigs went, it's a little fuzzy, but we did decide
It must
to
have
do it
been. It
again.
must have gone pretty well.
But our first show was for money, single rehearse before this whole thing started, and I think that in 20 plus years of playing, I think I can count all the times that we've ever had an actual physical rehearsal probably on 2 hands, and everything else is
That
just
much.
kind of bad.
And so 20 years.
That much,
what-
yeah.
What's way better is in that time period, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that we've had a fight.
Yeah, it's obvious you guys are really good friends. So 20 years, how's it to keep a band together for 20 years? Professional bands can't do it often.
You know, when we started off, we had 2 rules that later gelled into 3 rules. Well, it wasn't really a rule, the 3rd one. Basically, rule 1 was, no matter what, we have fun. Period. I
Period.
don't care if if no one shows up, if no one's paying attention, if it's the wrong crowd with the wrong song, doesn't matter. As long as we have fun.
Yeah, that's when we start just playing to each other
Yeah,
if
pretty
no one's
much.
paying attention.
And it's always worked out. Rule 2 was we always have to invite good-looking girls because then boys will show up when they find out there's girls there.
It's always
You
helpful.
know.
So, you know, to any young bands starting out, any advice?
Yeah, have fun no matter what.
Yeah, keep it fun. Keep it fun. You know, this band was really a motivation for us to just have a social outing, and it's been very cohesive over these years. This band has literally changed the course of my life many times over. I met my wife through this band from us playing. Dale met his wife through this band and at different shows, and it's been a really good run.
You know, just don't take it too seriously. So many people get in these bands and they automatically have dreams of, you know, hitting it big and being some rock star someday. And we never really had that as a goal.
I think we thought we got our big break when we started at the Villa.
Right? The day after Chris Graham, you know. But yeah, just don't take it too seriously and have fun. It's amazing when you just go to have a good time and always, I mean, the people join in. It becomes infectious. So if you're playing and having fun, everyone else is going to have fun. And before you know it, more people start showing up, and then all of a sudden venues want you to play at their place, you know, and then all of a sudden you start getting paid a little bit more, and it's pretty cool. It's amazing when we add up all the money we've made over the last 21 almost years. It's quite astounding. I have no idea where it all went, but it's quite amazing. We weren't even trying, you know. I mean, in the beginning,
you guys could always check the bar
pretty
tab
much-
at the end of the night.
pretty much playing for beer in the beginning, but you know, it's quite amazing. So yeah, advice to other bands: don't, you know, if you want to last, just don't take it too seriously. Have fun and just have a good time, and you know, rock out. And whatever your drummer says, don't listen to him. Just keep rocking, man.
Yeah, it's a cut.